Welcome to the Diva and Marcus Show. I am so excited today to have a great builder, one of our greatest builders here on Horizon World. His name is Technical. Technical, come on out. I'm over here.
Felt like a superstar.
You are a superstar. You can have a seat right here on the sofa next to me, or did you want to sit up here?
Thank you.
We have the
Oh,
camera settled. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Right at your far. Yep. Closest as you
Yeah, he's
can
good.
to
He good.
me.
He
I know
good.
the pillows are. He's good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Technical. Welcome to the Diva and Marcus show.
thank you.
You
Thank you for having
are
me.
you one of our luckiest interviewers today because this is the first opening of our actual theater. We usually do our shows
Talking about.
in our
That's what I'm
studio.
talking
So
about.
welcome. You're our first guest. I am so happy to have you here today because I've seen so much of your work. And thank you, Marcus. I've seen so much of your work. And I remember meeting you um, when I first started on Horizon World. Um, you were building already. And I remember coming to you and I was so frustrated like, Technical, how do I open this block? Technical, how do I do this? And you were always so nice and so kind. And I remember you saying, the more you build, the better you get.
Yep.
I remember you encouraging me. And you're one of the reasons why I am so happy to be a builder.
Thank
I
you.
have a series of questions because, I've always wanted to have these one on ones, but you're such a busy guy. You never come out of building. I hardly ever see you come out of building. Um, and one of the questions are, what made you get into building?
um. So when I came into Horizons, I had no ambition of building at all. I world hopped for the first, I'd say, 4 months.
Hmm.
And I was just it was at that point when I came into Horizon, it was really community based, and you would go world hopping with loads of people.
Hmm.
You'd go to the clubs and whatever else.
Yeah.
And then I think after a few months, I started to think to myself, well, I wanna contribute to the community, and I want to bring some part of myself.
Hmm.
As you know, at that point when I came in, I was one of the first UK people in here. So for
Wow.
me, it was about bringing some of my UK culture, and I'm a
Hmm.
DJ anyway. So the first
Yes.
thing I built was the club, Club Divine.
Hmm.
I wanted to DJ. I always wanted to DJ in the metaverse. So we built the club so I could DJ in the club. Um, and yeah, it just kind of snowballed from that. It was first just to have a place, my own place where I could put my own mixes in and bring some of the UK culture in here.
Hey, welcome back,
All
guys. We
right.
just had a little bit of technical difficulties, but please continue on.
So you were stating that you didn't come out into the communities because you were basically building and.
Yeah, so we
Hmm.
built the club first, and then I started putting mixes together, which had loads of
Okay.
UK songs on there.
Hmm.
And that was a real big success. People, because the UK wasn't in here yet, and most people hadn't
Yeah.
interacted with somebody from the UK. The club was a
Hmm.
real success. So it was after that, I built a studio, um, somewhere where I could put UK tracks in and have Americans come on and rap on it. And I used to do a monthly cipher. And
Yeah, I
that was
remember that.
you remember that? Yeah, that was
Yes.
every
Hmm.
month. That was extremely busy. It's something that I'm going to bring back actually. But yeah, every month that was extremely busy. And yeah, from then on, it was like, you know what? I just want to continue building. I love building. It's my stress relief. I find it after I finish work, it's coming here and just go into a blank world and pull shapes out. And I really
Hmm.
enjoy that. It's something that I really enjoy.
I see. And technically technical, how long has it been that you can count that you've been building? How many months?
So I'm gonna say I've been in here just over a year, just a year now. It was like a year
Mhm.
just after Christmas, and
Okay.
I'll probably say six. Well, say 7 to 8 months I've been building.
So we were down to how many worlds, and I was saying that I was really, excited to hear that. Within 8 months, you've built almost 20 worlds, right?
22, yeah.
Um, 22 worlds, and I was struggling my first build for 2 months. So, but you were saying the more you've been building, the faster you've
Yeah,
been.
there was a point where I literally just locked myself in build mode. I just didn't come out for a couple months, and just I was just perfecting my craft. I was just perfecting my art of building. I was just building whatever I could. Um, typically when I came in here, I've always built architecture, properties, things like that. So then I started to I wanted to push myself out my comfort zone. So I started
Mhm.
to build cars. I started to build
I
vehicles and
remember that.
any
Yeah.
kind of vehicle I could, entered it into the car show. And that was just kind of to give myself a little boost. I didn't think I was going to come anywhere in the car show. And I ended up coming second, which was,
Wonderful.
for me, it was like that was like a real boost for my confidence in building. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, I literally just locked myself in build mode, and I just thought I'm just gonna try and perfect this craft and build as much as I can.
Hmm.
Um, and that's what I did, and that's how I've kind of got to where I am now. I can just literally just lock myself in build mode and just build what I need to build. And because I find it so therapeutic, I don't mind being in there for hours.
Hmm.
I've been in there for about 4 or 5 hours today, just building
Wow.
something new.
Already.
Yeah. I woke up, I had an idea. I was like, okay, let me get it down. And it's funny
Hmm.
because everyone always asks me like, did I have any kind of training or anything before I came into
Hmm.
Horizons? No, I can't draw. I can't. You ask me to draw you a house, you're gonna get a picture like a 5 year old would draw. I'm no artist. I didn't know anything before I came into Horizon, so everything I've learned in here.
Wonderful. That just shows
Yeah.
how fast you learn. You just answered another question I was about to ask. You said, you wake up from a dream, you were inspired. And my next question was, what inspires you? And I really believe that because sometimes I could be at work and I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what, I can make that.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you actually you
you know,
actually wake up from a dream and have a
well, it's
drive.
funny. It's funny because I think since being in Horizons and because I
Hmm.
like building architecture, everywhere I go, I'm looking at buildings and stuff, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I'll take a picture of a building and I'll be like, oh, I really like that building. I'm gonna build it in Horizons or some, or create my own version of it or something. Um,
Yeah,
it's funny because being in here has really like inspired me to look at the architecture within my city, and
right.
you know where I live, I didn't realize the buildings were so beautiful. Like now I
Yes.
look at the buildings and I'm like, that's an amazing building. I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
looking at things like that
Things
before.
back before, yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of opened my eyes to a new perspective, and I wouldn't have said I liked architecture before, but now I feel like I can appreciate a good building and the curves
Hmm.
and everything else on it and the
Yeah.
design aspect of it.
That's what I love about your work because your work looks real.
Yeah.
Um, when I see your builds, I'm like, wow, how did he think to do that? How does he know? I mean, how to manipulate shapes into that? Like, um, I'm more of a realist of as far as building, not quite as great as you. You are absolutely great,
Thank you, thank you,
but you're inspiring me to be better all the
thank you,
time. You
thank
really do. Um, but I just want to know, out of all the 22 builds, what's your favorite?
you. I knew you was gonna ask that. Do you know what? I I don't know if you've seen the mill.
The
I think
mill.
the mill's probably
Mhm.
my favorite.
The mill. Marcus, we
Yeah,
got to go visit the mill.
We're gonna go see
yeah,
the
the
mill.
mill.
Yeah, we'll visit
It's
that.
It's
Mm-hmm.
it's so my interpretation of it is it's an old flour mill that I've
Mm-hmm.
given a barn conversion to. Um, and that's kind of, yeah, that I really like that build. That build and the build that I just dropped now, which is Bonsai House.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really like those two because they're really like there's loads of glass, and I've really started
I
working a
love
lot with
glass.
glass now. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna
yeah,
just ask you real quick to move a little closer to me. Look like the pillows are
yeah.
eating you up.
No
There
problem.
you go.
Better. There you
Um,
go.
I love glass. That's one of my favorite parts of architecture. I have to have glass in my worlds.
Yeah.
I just don't like a lot of walls.
Yes.
Um, what's your least? I mean, and I know you love everything you do, but what is your least favorite world you've built?
I think. Do you know what? I think my least favorite worlds are the worlds that give me the most trouble. So one of the worlds that gave me the most trouble was the
Hmm.
London Eye world. Um,
Oh,
because I'm not saying I don't like it, but it just gave me. It was one of my hardest builds because
builds.
scripting the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't realize you had to script the wheel, and then the pods have to go another direction, and
Mm-hmm.
we got a bolt in there that moves. So that
Wow.
world just there's a lot going on in there. So that world it took a while to get out. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
probably one of my most difficult builds. So yeah,
Oh,
the ones that are difficult, I just want to drop them and just leave them and never go back in there. If I'm
I
being
know
honest.
that's right. Mm, I
Yeah,
get that. But
yeah,
did
but
you pick up on any scripting along the way? I know you said that you just learned how to build coming on because that's one of my challenges is are the
yes.
scripting.
So
So did you pick up? Hmm.
scripting for me is I find scripting really difficult. Luckily for me, I have people around me
Wonderful.
that always come in and help me. People like
Hmm.
Big Chief's been one of my day ones in here. Him and Cam,
Hmm.
um, and they Chief will always come in and help me. And then you've got Cam who will always come in and tell me where I've messed up in the build.
Hmm.
And having great builders like that around you always inspires you, and always they will they're not they will come in and tell you where you've messed up. They
Hmm.
do it in a
Hmm.
nice way, but they will come in and tell you where you messed up. They
It's
won't let
just
you.
some good constructive
Yes,
criticism.
constructive
Yeah.
criticism. They won't let
Mm-hmm.
you put out nothing that's rubbish. They won't. They'll come in and say this is wrong, and help you. And it's always in a constructive way. So having
Mm-hmm.
people like that around you always kind of elevates your standards. You're always thinking to yourself, okay, I need to elevate my standards because
Who
if
I
they
am
come
in,
in,
I'm definitely learning that.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
you know, you know.
Yeah. But
So it,
I'm sorry, do you have a
go on.
favorite builder other than
Um,
yourself?
I think I don't. Do you know what's funny? I don't actually think I'm a great builder.
What?
Yeah, I just like building, and I just think, I build it how I want to build it. I don't build for anybody else. I build for me.
Okay.
I
I
build it
get it.
how I want to build it. And
I
I
get
just
it.
feel like if people come and visit and they enjoy it as much as I do, that's a bonus. That's a plus for me. I never
Yeah.
expect people to come to my builds or anything like that.
Mm.
Um, I just build because for me it's very therapeutic. So I,
Yeah.
I just like building, and I think, well, let me publish it. But I think favorite builders go. I think Kanban would have to be one of my favorite builders.
Oh,
I think,
wonderful.
yeah,
Okay.
he's watching him build and just
Hmm.
being a part of seeing his builds. He's always thinking out the box. He always like does something different, which
Hmm.
elevates me to want to do something
Oh, that's
different as
great.
well. So
Yeah.
we kind of push each other.
Yeah. That's great. And by you being a DJ, I mean, I've seen your shows, I've seen your concerts when you go live, and I've watched, and everybody's having a great time. Your blend of music is great. Like I could
Thank
play
you.
your music in my club, and I know they will be jumping. I like variety of music. I don't like one genre. I like
Yeah.
mixtures, and that's what you do when you DJ. As far as your technical musical imports in your worlds, do you do all of that as well? Like, do you Because I
So
love the way you have the digital music in your world.
yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm a DJ, so I always gotta have
Of
music in my
course.
world somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't. I will always do like a mix for my world. So whether I mix, I do a mix myself and get someone to import it. I haven't learned how to import music yet, and to be honest, the process seems very long, so I'm not really interested. I'd rather just pay
Yeah.
someone to do it, but I want
Yeah.
my own music
I
in there.
feel you
So
on that.
yeah, I will
Mm-hmm.
always make a mix at home and can get somebody
Hmm.
to input it into the world for me. Because I just feel like as a DJ, I should have my own mixes in there. I should have my own music in my
Absolutely.
own world. You know, it's
Yeah.
something that I bring to the table as well as the build.
Hmm. Do you have any um you answered another question, so I don't have to ask you that about building relaxes you, or is it a form of therapy? It is for me. Like
it's
it's therapeutic.
definitely
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely therapeutic. I find it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think some people, you know, when I go out, when I do go out, you know, people always say to me, I've not seen you for ages. You know, where you been? Every time I come on, you're in build mode. That makes me
Mm-hmm.
happy. I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
to be in build mode. I don't need to be, you know, out there. And you know, I've done all of that. I feel like I did that when I first came in.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm happy to just go into build mode, lock myself in build mode. You know, Cam and Chief and all the people that, you know, that I know, they'll be on the build anyway, so they'll come through and I'll have some kind of contact with people. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just happy to stay. I'm happy to stay in build mode. I do come out and check out people's builds, and you know, when people invite me, I always try
Mm-hmm.
and come out and support the community. And I think most of the days I'll spend my days in build mode, but I'll be going around helping people, you know, I'm
Yeah.
helping
You
people in
do
their
do
worlds.
that.
And yeah, I
Yeah.
do quite a lot of that. Just helping people because I feel like when I came in here, you know, people didn't really want to help me. It was
No, they
very,
didn't.
yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was very, you know, it was like a tight knit community and
Yes, it
nobody wanted
was.
to kind of help you. So I feel like now that I've gained that knowledge, it's nothing
Mm-hmm.
for me to help people. It's
Yeah.
nothing, you know, I'll give people glass, I'll give them whatever they need. I just feel
Mm-hmm.
like there's enough space in here for everybody, so I don't feel the need to
Absolutely.
be competitive with anybody.
Right. I agree. I feel the same way. And I mean, I know certain people want to reach certain stars on here, and that was my next question. Um, but if I could help, I would. And I ask for help a lot. That's why I came to you, and you've inspired me so much. But you're right. No one wants to help, and I don't
Mm,
get it. It's a
yeah.
world, and
I
we're all
think
in
the
this world.
I think the monetization hasn't helped. I think, you know,
Hmm.
everyone's getting competitive and it's based on traffic, and so everybody's
Hmm.
trying to get that traffic and whatever else it's based on. I'm not in
Hmm.
here for that. I work full time anyway. I'm a manager,
Me,
so
yeah.
for
Mhm.
me, you
Mhm.
know, I've still got my day job, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It
I
whatever I
know
do
that's
in
right.
here is a bonus for me.
Yes, yes, yes. I guess my last question was, do you have any, without revealing any of your future projects, do you have a goal? Is there something that you want to build that'll just, I know you build from your heart. That's what I do. I don't build for notoriety. I don't build for traffic. I build because I just like to pretend I'm there and want to be there every day, or a place I always wanted to be. But you, do you have a goal? Like, is there an ultimate room without revealing um, any of it that you want to create that'll make you feel, I don't know,
I
I
think
did it.
I think no. Do you know what? No, because I never actually know what I'm gonna build next.
Okay.
So I'll drop something and then I'll sit there for a few days and I'll be like, okay, what am I gonna build next? And then
Mhm.
it will be okay, I need to push myself out my comfort zone again. So this build that I started today is something
Mhm.
that I've not built yet.
Okay.
Um I don't want to reveal it. It's something that
Please
I've
don't.
not it's something that I've
Mhm.
not built yet. And then I actually sat there and I thought to myself, you know, it's funny because I'm not really a very confident person. So for me,
Mm.
everything that I build, I feel to myself, oh, I'm not going to be able to build that. You know, I'm
Yeah.
very like critical of myself. I'm probably my worst critic. So I
Okay.
sit there and think to myself, I don't think I'm going to be able to build that, but I'm going to give it a try. and then I'll
Yeah.
sit. I'll do a little bit, and the same thing I did with my first car. I built the front, and I stood back, and I was like, that actually looks like it was a BMW. So I was like, that
Yeah, I
actually looks
remember
like a
that. That was
BMW.
nice.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, that actually looks like a BMW, and I kind of surprised myself. So I was like, okay, let me continue, and that's where I say, the confidence thing comes in. Once I start doing it, and it starts to look like how I want it to, it
Hmm.
builds my confidence, and then I can continue and finish the build. I'm like I say, I'm really good at structures. I can get a structure up in a couple of hours.
Oh, I see.
It's nothing. It's the interior I hate doing. I hate doing interiors and houses and things like that. And
Hmm.
people always say to me, "You would never think that," but it. I could do the structure in a couple of hours. It'll probably take me a day, 2 days to do the actual inside because I need to think about it and visualize
Hmm.
where things are gonna go. And for some reason, I always forget to put toilets and bathrooms in and restrooms in.
But we really
I
don't need them.
I know we don't need them, but when we were saying about one of my things was when I came in here, I was like, everybody's worlds look like The Simpsons, looks like cartoons, and the scaling's off.
Yes.
Like they
Yes.
build really big things, and I'm like, does a giant live here? For me,
Hmm.
scaling is very important, and that's what
Important,
I
yeah.
think that's what makes you build look realistic. If it's to
Yes.
scale, it just
Yeah.
looks realistic. It adds to that realism. So for
Mm-hmm.
me,
Hmm.
scaling's very important, and I'll stand back and I look at it, and like I say, I'm my own worst critic. So yeah, yeah,
Well, you remember when I built Diva's Hideaway?
yeah,
That was my first build, and I go back and look at it, and I'm like, wow, looks like a giant lives in here. So that
yeah,
is true. Scaling is important.
yeah,
And I find that when you make smaller worlds, I mean, not too small, but smaller worlds a little bit more intimate, and you can do more detail with
yes,
smaller worlds. So
yes,
I learned a lot since that day you helped me lay that block down.
yeah.
And You are one of my favorite
Thank you,
builders.
thank you.
Um, I say this to say because when I went into that one place, I forget the name of it. It was a church you built.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm like,
The
how in the
Westminster,
world?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
How did you do that? Like I couldn't have put my mind to that.
So once again, that was me
Hmm.
pushing myself out my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But like I say, I find structures really easy. I find them really. Vehicles are so hard to do. Like
Yeah.
when I first came in, I used to actually buy. I bought my first vehicle in here, and then I
Hmm.
was like, you know what? I'm not buying no more stuff. Like, why should I? It's not real.
Right.
I'm gonna try and do it myself.
Hmm.
And yeah, vehicles are kind of. I'm finding that they are the most challenging. But I've done a
Yeah.
few now, and I really enjoy doing them because I
Mm.
find them so challenging. Because
Yeah.
I build stuff that's realistic. So I build a car that's already built, that people can see driving.
Hmm.
So that pushes me to know that I have to get that spot on to look like the actual vehicle. There's no point in
Yeah.
making something that's already built, that's already, out in the world that I'm not going to replicate and it's not going to look like it. So for me, that's adding extra pressure onto myself to get it accurate to what it looks like in real life. Um, so yeah, I definitely find vehicles really challenging, but I love it. It pushes me out my comfort
You don't
zone.
know technical. You could build a vehicle and a car company that can come to you and ask you to style it for them. You never know what you can do with the things that you create on here. People don't
I built
realize that.
I built a truck, and the truck
Okay.
I didn't ever think I'd be able to build a truck, and I've not
Wow.
actually seen any other trucks in here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really I was really happy with myself after I built that. And like I say, I just built for me, Diva. I don't think there and think, okay, what's the community lacking? What's Horizon World's not
Right.
got? I
Right.
just build stuff that I want to build and what I like and what pushes me out my comfort zone to make me a better builder.
Yeah. That's a great inspiration. It
Yeah.
really is. As far as like your assets that you make on your own, do you ever consider like selling your assets for, or do you keep them personal?
I've never actually thought about selling them. if people
Mhm.
need stuff, like when I go into people's world, I will build something. Like while I'm
Mhm.
in there, quickly, I'll
Mm.
build something. Um, I don't know. People have asked me, like people have asked to buy my vehicles and things like that.
Mhm.
And yeah, maybe it's something to consider. I've never actually really considered it, but maybe it's something to
Mhm.
consider.
Yeah.
Um, but as I say, I don't build things and think,
I
okay, I'm
know.
I'm building that
I
to
know.
sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
just build
got
it for
you.
me.
Oh my goodness, this is such a pleasure.
What?
Hey, we're back, and Marcus is with us now.
I came down from the booth just to
we
greet y'all.
we are so excited to have Technical here. We finished our interview. This has been a pleasure. I've learned so much more from Technical, and wow. He actually took time out of his busy schedule, out of building to come do the interview with us, with me and Marcus. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for being an inspiration to me. Thank you for helping me with my first block. And now, with you helping me with my first block, has helped
Look at
me
you now.
do some more
Right?
things on
I
it.
haven't even got my own show. I haven't even got my own show.
Well, you should. So
I don't want to
thank you
come out
for.
of build mode that long.
I really
No, thank you for
appreciate you
having
being
me, honestly, and
Yeah.
and nice to meet you,
Nice
Marcus,
to
as
meet you
well.
too.
Thank you for having me too.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But it has been
And
fun.
Marcus, is there anything you wanted to say?
Shoot, not really. See, I can't wait to see whatever else you build. To be honest with you,
I
I
know.
can't wait
Well,
to
we
do
got
some
to go
reviews for
on.
that one.
I'm
Oh,
taking you over there now. Yeah, we're gonna go
okay.
over there now so you can see.
Okay. Well, we might have to make a little appointment with that because Marcus has to make one quick run. But
Okay.
we would love to come to your worlds. That was the next question. Do you agree, Marcus? To
Yes.
come to your worlds where we could actually review your worlds. We do that for
Oh
people as
yeah, of
well.
course.
So,
Yeah, of
oh
course.
yeah, love it. Just pick one of your best. Well, you all of them are good.
Right.
You pick two of your best, and we'll come and he'll record and we'll
Yeah.
walk through it.
Yeah,
We'll
no
do a
problem.
nice
Yeah,
walkthrough. Oh my
no
God,
problem.
this is so exciting. Thank you guys for watching the Diva and Marcus show. And we hope to see you soon. And have a
Yes.
great day.
Peace.
Right.